If I was stranded in the desert and I had one person I had to be with, I would go with DeAndre Jordan. Because he's big, strong, he can take down a camel, he can fight, feed me, protect me. I'm going with DJ as my guardian desert angel.
Thank you. Coach, can you talk about a little bit on Russell Westbrook's role on the team?
Yes, very excited to have him. Obviously a first ballot Hall of Famer in the future. Intense, competes, tough, leader. He's been outstanding for us in a very short time. And when Russ is on the court, we want him to be Russell Westbrook. We want him to play fast, play downhill, have an attack mindset, get his team organized, and just bring that heart and soul that he brings every night.
What about defense? Everyone is criticizing Russell for his lack of defense, but I think firsthand when we saw it, it doesn't have a lack of defense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what people are watching if they criticize his lack of defense. I think actually he's an underrated defender. And when you watch him last year, it's his 16th year in the NBA, and he's closing every game, and he's guarding the other team's best player. He knows the league. He has a high IQ. I think he's going to be a plus for us defensively, and it's my job to continue to challenge him to do so.
If you ask about Jokic, everyone is always sharing his videos from off-season, enjoying his time, having drinks, and not conditioning. But when he comes to the team, he's ready. How does he do it?
Well, I think he knows himself. You know, he knows his body, he knows his routine, and during the season, he's dedicated, he's disciplined. And I think it's important during the off-season to get away and to unwind and to go home for him to Serbia, spend time with his family, his horses, his friends. And life is about balance. And Nikola has a great balance to it. But he's able to, he understands when the lights are on what he needs to do to get this team ready, to get himself ready. And we're going 10 years together, and I trust him 1,000%.
Some teams, when they're playing the 2 games in Abu Dhabi, they play the starters the first game and they rest some starters for the second game. What approach are you going to do with these 2 games?
Well, we're going to see how it plays out tomorrow night. We're going to play our guys tomorrow night, see what we get out of the game, how everybody feels come after game 1. And then I never look too far ahead. We take it one game at a time. So we'll see how everybody's feeling after that first game and attack game 2.
With Nikola playing in the Olympics and, you know, kind of a different summer for him and a lot of energy went into that, do you keep track of his stamina and those type of things?
Yeah, I think you have to have a big picture approach for Nikola, for Jamal, who also played in the Olympics. And you have to make sure you're putting your players in the best position to have success. And it's not just about each game, it's also about looking down the road. We want to be a team that plays into June. And to do so, we got to make sure that we are getting guys the necessary rest. And that's not just physically, that's emotionally, that's mentally, making sure we're not demanding too much of them night in and night out.
What do you expect from the fans in Abu Dhabi? This is maybe the first time outside in the Middle East.
Yeah, I think it's we're looking forward to a great crowd. An excited crowd. We did a clinic yesterday with a bunch of young boys and girls, and that was phenomenal. I think our players enjoyed it more than the young kids did. But if it's any indication of everything we've done so far while we've been in Abu Dhabi, I think it'll be a great crowd. You have the last 2 world champions playing in this arena. So what a treat for the local fans, and hopefully our players can go out there and put on a great show.
Coach, Russ was very much invested in this part of the training we were able to see. Was there anything that surprised you in this short period of time you have him on the team?
I'll be honest, nothing really surprises me. I've just been so delighted to see what he brings every day. And when you're a head coach and you have a 17-year veteran who plays with that energy, who competes at that level and pushes everybody around him, that is a real luxury to have as a coach, because he's going to set the tone every day, along with Jamal, Nikola, Aaron, Michael, the guys that have been here. So I welcome it, I love it, and I'm happy he's here.
You probably have seen this meme when Nikola and Russ are 1 assist away from the triple-double, and they're just sharing the ball, pushing each other with the ball.
They have an interesting relationship arc. I think early on in their careers, they were adversaries, and they necessarily didn't like each other. Then they got to a point where I think they had a lot of respect for each other and getting to know each other during the All-Star weekends. And now you have guys that are teammates. And Russell Westbrook will be in the Hall of Fame. Nikola Jokic will be in the Hall of Fame. And it's great to see them playing on the same team and pulling in the same direction.
Last time the fans saw the Denver Nuggets was in that 7-game series against Minnesota. There were a lot of lopsided scores on both sides. How did that happen? What caused it?
No answer. It was. I've been in the league a long time, been around the game a long time. By far the weirdest NBA playoff series I've ever been a part of. You had blowouts, you had 40-point games, you had close games. You had a Game 7, we're up by 20, we wound up losing. I just know for our team, you give Minnesota a ton of credit, obviously, but I know for our group, I think the fatigue of the year before, it was evident to me watching our guys in Game 7. So hopefully we've used this offseason to get ready for another run at trying to take back what Boston has.
And how will this team differ from that last team that went out?
Well, we'll find out. Yeah, I mean, that's to be determined. You know, I mean, we're starting this journey. We have some new players and veterans, Russell Westbrook, Dario Saric. We have some new young players. So, you know, we have expectations, we have standards, but the journey is just beginning. And we're off to a hell of a start, but we have a ways to go.
Coach, I just want to ask you, with all the changes this offseason, how do you think, what would you say training camp has gone? How has training camp gone?
It's been great. You know, we had 4 practices before we got on the plane to come over here. Guys came in shape, guys came in committed, and I think everybody used the sting of losing last year to Minnesota as motivation to come back better players. And it's been great so far. We've had good practices here yesterday, today in Abu Dhabi in preparation for tomorrow night. And that's our number one goal, find a way to get better every day, and we've done that so far.
Any thoughts on the massive change that Minnesota made this summer? Obviously swapped out Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo.
No, we're worried about us. You know, so we don't concern ourselves with what's going on outside of our gym. We're just worried about the Denver Nuggets and what we try to do on a daily basis.
Final question. Right now in the scrimmage that we saw as media, it seemed like you have decided on a unit in a 5-man group to say, which was of course Jamal, Michael Porter Jr., Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic. What are your thoughts on that 5-man group?
Yeah, it's you know, 4 of those guys won a championship 2 years ago. They played together for a long time, and Jamal, Michael, Aaron, Nikola. And as far as that 2 guard, you know, we have Christian Brown, we have Julian Strawther, we have other guys, Peyton Watson, Hunter Tyson, all competing to see who's going to be that guy. And right now, we're giving CB a chance to play with that unit, and he's doing a nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How's the team liking Abu Dhabi and the temperature and all that?
Yeah, I think I can't speak for our players, but I get the impression that everybody's excited to be here, having fun. We went to the desert last night, rode camels, had a great meal. Great show. We did a clinic yesterday, and that was very rewarding for our guys. So yeah, I think tomorrow night will be great to finally play against somebody other than ourselves, and in front of a great crowd. I'm sure it'll be an electric environment, so it should be fun.
Last question.
Would you be excited to come back in the future?
Yeah, but maybe like when it cools down a little bit. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, everybody.